I started off insecure, shy, and there's people who see me who started off like that. And now I'm completely different in an overall personality sense. Like, I'm more confident, I'm more grateful. I feel like I'm truly myself now instead of a shied off, boxed off version, if that makes sense. But when these people see you from that shy, introverted, scared self, and they see you to this almost optimistic version of yourself with confidence, believing in yourself, getting into different things, different situations, different friendships, different things, believing in yourself, doing different things, getting in better shape and all this, they're gonna think, who the fuck does this person think he is? This isn't you, this isn't you. But in reality, the old version of you may be closed off and maybe to himself, and this is what I had. The old version of me was really closed off, was afraid to interact. And do you really think that's who I wanted to be? Of course, we know the answer, I didn't. But on a real level, I was just shy and scared. And then when you start building confidence like I've done, to the point now I'm a bit too confident in certain situations in a weird way, but it obviously helps me. They're gonna get a bit wound up. They're gonna think, who does he think he is? And I've had that with people. I know people who's known me for a bit of time, who, when I saw them initially, when we met initially, I was insecure, shy and scared. Where it was. But now I'm confident and people believe in me and all this stuff, and I believe in myself and I'm getting better, and they're staying the same. They're going to view you in a negative light and kind of hate on you, if that makes sense, and almost think, who the fuck do you think you are? It's like I had a person who knew me from the start a little bit ago when I started working in a place, and she knew me. I was quite insecure, shy, quite, of course, I'm new to a certain place, certain scenario. But now I'm more confident, now I speak to people, now I've had all different things, I've had a lot of different interactions, and I'm more confident and I'm better and I believe in myself. They have this perception of you that you're faking it. They have this perception that you think you're way better than everyone else, you're way better than this person, this person, this person. When in reality, you're just doing what's right for you in an overall perspective. But when you start building your confidence up, these people who've seen you then are going to view you in a completely different light, and they're not going to like that. Even though you may be funnier, even though you may be more charismatic, you may believe in yourself more, they prefer you when they can almost feel better than you, if that makes sense, or feel like you're the same as them. But when you start breaking out and doing different things to them and building yourself, and you're not giving in to the same shit as them, they're going to look at you in a completely negative perspective because you're different to them now. And it ultimately stems from fear. Fear that you're going to be better than them. Fear that they have to literally look at the excuses they made and the reasons why they didn't do them things, and look at you and you've done some stuff for yourself. And that's what it comes down to ultimately anyway with this stuff, because a lot of times people's fearful of you getting better than them. Therefore, sometimes you'll ask someone to do something and they'll say, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, because they don't want you to be better than them. How many times have you heard people who said their friends have held them back because they'll ask a certain idea, let me try this thing, let me try this, and negatively affect you on it. They'll be like, no, don't do that because of this, because of this. Or that's what a pussy would do, or some shit. Like, my old friends would say shit like that. Or why'd you do that? Or that's fucking gay. Some shit like that they would say. I'm not even lying. And it's one of these things, man, where you got to kind of understand that this is part of the process with this. And it's quite sad. It's quite sad that people don't want you to have this element of confidence, because it helps them as well. On a real level, it helps them. And if anything, they should use that as inspiration in a certain way, because it proves that they can do it as well. They can do it. And especially if you're in the same circumstances, the same conditions, the same things that they've had. Let's say you grew up together, or you're in the same job, and you start getting better, and you start getting better, and you start getting better, and suddenly you're breaking out a bit, they're going to look at you in such a negative light because they've wasted that time. They've wasted that time. Therefore, they're going to look at you like you're a fucking dickhead, because you're opening up their own insecurities in themselves. And ultimately, on their perspective, you can't blame them a little bit from that perspective, which is sad to say, you know. But ultimately, they need to take inspiration from that and understand that they're not going to get that time back. But what they can do is use that to better them in the future, innit? You know. And it's sad, man. It's sad, but I just don't want you lot to be discouraged because of this shit, you know, because it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you. If you better yourself any degree, any amount, it's going to happen to you. And I don't want you lot in this position where you hold yourself back because of it and feel like, oh, I don't fit in anymore, so you give up. Because a lot of people will retreat. from that stuff. And this sounds crazy, a lot of people will retreat and stay in that bubble because they've known them friends for ages, they know them people for ages, and they are the only friends I have. So you hold into that bubble and don't want to escape it, but in reality you have to escape it in order to find better friends. And that's what I've had. I found better people like that, and more people suited to my lifestyle. It's like next year got all different plans, all different things planned, and it's beautiful. Weekends here and all this stuff, and I'm going to plan more stuff with more people and have different experiences and everything, because I'm able to have that now. When before I couldn't have that because these people were only one set of viewing stuff, if that makes sense. They only had one set of viewing stuff, so they couldn't view themselves doing this thing, this thing, this thing, or they wouldn't want to have done something different because of that. And it's one of these things, man. It's one of these things. You just got to understand that it's going to happen to you if you better yourself, especially when people see you from the start and see you from how you once were. But just don't use it as a negative, use it as a positive, because it opens up them people underneath everything. It opens up their own insecurities, their own pain, their own sadness, and if anything, it's much more better for you and it's much more productive for you than you staying around them and them not serving you. And that's going to be the overall message in this video. Hope you all got a lot of value. Like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.